Hello guys, and how are you all doing? So here is the good news for all of you. We have been hearing a lot of bad news and negative news about the NEET exam, that it will be postponed or it will be cancelled. So I just want to make it clear that nothing will happen. The exam will happen in July only, and you have to give the exam in July only. So prepare your mindset like that. So let's come to the news. That there is a news that a total number of 15,700 Mbbs seats have been increased all over the country, and this extra number of seats will actually increase your chances of selection in the exam coming up. So this increases the total number of seats above 1 lakh. So there is a high possibility to you get selected in this year for the exam, and you will become a MBBS or BDS doctor. So it is a great news for all the aspirants, and basically it was a three phase plan of the government to increase the number of medical professionals, medical doctors, BDS doctors across the country. So it is basically a gift for you, and it will be a gift for you, a good gift for you, if you study hard and be motivated towards your exam, and to avoid all the rumors and all the negative thinking. And I will post this kind of content which will actually improve your career and will brighten up your future goals. Thank you very much, and subscribe to my channel for more such contents and updates about NEET exam. Thank you very much.